I just got home from work and Donald Trump has just said that everyone in Tehran needs to evacuate. That's the capital of Iran. Are we seriously about to go to World War III? I started my big boy job. I just graduated college. I haven't lived life yet. Are we really about to go to nuclear war? All the people who are saying that politics don't affect them, I hope it's affecting you now. That you realize it is affecting you now. Man, I still have dreams to accomplish. I'm moving in with my girlfriend next month, but will there even be a next month? Damn.
Hello, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Bakakodash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who teach and rule well. Salutations to you brothers in the highways and byways. Salutations also goes out to you brothers and few sisters that tune in to listen and learn. The brother Malak from the Diligent Soldier Camp here in Boston, Mass. As always, I pray this lesson be edifying to the elect. The name of this one is The Third Woe Cometh Quickly. The third woe cometh quickly. That word woe going into basically war, man. World War III, okay? And we're in the, we're at the door, man, of World War III. With all the accumulating mourning of the people, the issues and problems, the beef between these nations, you know, whether it be Israel and Palestine, Israel and Iran, Babylon and Iran, you know. You got Russia and Ukraine going at it. You also have China and Babylon also over Taiwan. You got a lot of issues going on, man. There's a lot of cold wars and then there's a lot of hot wars going on right now. But the mother of them all, man, is coming quickly, man. You know, I actually preparing this lesson, I just saw that Babylon attacked Iran. Okay, dropped a huge freaking bomb over there, or two. I think actually three. Trump said that they hit 3 major targets. Nuclear facilities, if I'm not mistaken, is what he said. And yeah, man, this is where we are. And you got you know, the vast majority of people, I would say, man, around the world, especially here in Babylon, like this young man right here in the that you're seeing, you know, basically worrying about the wrong things, right? You know, I don't know if the man is a Jake or not. You know, we can only see the outer, not the inner man. You know, the spirit. And the scripture said to try the spirit by the spirit, right? But the spirit on this man that I'm seeing so far, man, is one that is frightened, man. One that is scared of the future, especially the very near future, which has to be which deals with what he's fearing the most at the moment, which is war, man. You know, calamities. A lot of suffering is about to take place, man, on earth. Okay, and these devils going at it, you know, with these rumors of wars and wars, is an indication of that, man. Okay, I'm not gonna make this too long. I just want to bring out a few scriptures. Okay, but yeah, man, this is where we are, man. Okay, the third woe cometh, man. Everything that is happening right now is basically boiling up to that point, to that third war. All right, that third war. Salaki, I wasn't even yawning. Now I'm yawning for whatever reason. Let's get to it though. This is the book of Matthew 24:6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars," right? So you're gonna be hearing of wars that are going on and rumors of wars, right? Leading up to this very point, you know, for the most part, we know that Babylon is the military defense of Israel. You know, them being Babylon's so-called ally. But we also know that the scripture says that the least of the flock was going to basically, oh man, what is the word? Let me get it real quick. I don't want to butcher that scripture. Okay, because what you're going to come to find out, man, that is these Israelis is what's going to bring Babylon, right? But it says, let me see. I think the word is draw them in. Yeah. This is Jeremiah 15:45. It says, therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh that he has taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he has proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. All right, that's being the least of the flock being at those Amalekites, man, those so-called Israelis over there. It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, and the them being Babylon. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Okay, because both them devils is going to basically be destroyed. Okay, both of them. And you know, we always say time and time again, man, that fire is a cleansing agent, man, and indeed Israel, man, you know, Israel, the land, definitely needs cleansing from all that trodden, if that's the word, that those bastards, man, those rat bastards over there have been doing, you know, to the land and the surrounding areas, man. You know, just a lot of bloodshed, man. So, you know, as the scripture says, you reap what you sow, man. These devils are gonna catch it. They're not gonna go, you know, unscathed, I think is the word, right? They're not gonna go without being touched, you know. They're definitely gonna catch it. But back to Matthew 24:6, it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, right? So we're going to be hearing about these calamities. We're going to be hearing about these confrontations, a few, you know, bombs here and there, threats, right? But those are the rumors. But basically, as the scripture says, see that ye be not troubled, right? The ye is the elect, the hopeful elect, right? That well, the elect, right? But we call ourselves the hopeful elect. The elect is not going to, you know, be shook about all these things happening. The elect understands that these things must come to pass, man. These things have to escalate, okay? And yeah, and the elect also knows that we're gonna be seeing a lot more death, gruesome death, man. You know, the amount of people that are going to be being offed, man, you know, is going to be, you know, out of this world, man. You know, it's going to be a lot of people being put to death, man, as things, you know, progress, as it is going on right now, man. You got a lot of people dropping, man. You know, these 48ers are over there killing, you know, wiping out babies and children, you know, innocent people, man. You know, they call them the so-called terrorists. You know, I hope you understand what I mean by that, a T word. You know, they labeled them, they slapped that label on them, and all of a sudden they have a jurisdiction, authority, you know, and the green light to go do away with the life of these people, man. And they're gonna pay for that. These devils are not just gonna go, you know, unscathed, as the scripture says, man. You know, and as we say also, man, you know, they're going to, what goes around comes around, man. In other words, you reap what you sow, as the scriptures say it. Okay, but the things that we should be doing at this moment, man, is getting right with the Lord, man. Staying in the Lord's secret place, which is His truth, you know. you know, calling on and praying on his name and on his son's name. And this is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12. I'll start at 1. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. Right? These days of our youth is now that we're coming into this truth of ours, man. You know, I myself came into this truth maybe in early 2018, late 2017, around this. So I got a good 6-7 years. You know what I mean? So I am what the scriptures call a babe. Okay, a lot of us are. You know, brothers in my camp are babes also. We just started. We just got all this truth. We just have been washed, you know, and reborn, man, through the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man, and because of what the scriptures say, being washed by the words, man, baptized by the words, right, by this truth. And sorry, I gotta unlock this phone. You know, so in this youth of ours, you know, us being so-called babes, so as the scripture calls us babes, being young in this truth, you know, the scriptures here is telling us to remember the creator, man. We have to, now that we're coming into this truth, you know, the scriptures speak about meeting the Lord in every thought, man, okay, roughly paraphrasing, man. So, you know, those that have been called to this and accept this and are persuaded wholeheartedly, man, you know, in their own minds, believe and trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. So, you know, we believe that his word is faithful and true. It's gonna go down. Whatever he does, whatever he says is gonna happen, is going to happen, right? The scriptures say that his word doesn't come back void. Okay? So when I read the scripture, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. You know, I have to believe, first and foremost, man, you know, in the creator and have faith in him, right? And believe that those evil days are definitely going to come, man, in the very, very near future, man. Okay? It says, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Verse 2, it says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after rain. Okay, right? Because, you know, when these ICBMs start flying, man, and hitting their targets, you know, there's going to be a lot of darkness, man. You know, scriptures speak about a great darkness, man. You know, not only because you know, the sun went down, but now because of the lack of electricity, right? With the grid going down, the sun is gonna, the darkness is gonna be so thick, man, that you won't be able to see your hand, not even an inch in front of your face, man. You know, and we all been through that light. I mean, when you're driving down a road, you know, that doesn't have light poles, man, turn your light off for a split second, man, and you see how dark it gets, man. And you can see the stars, you can see the moon, you know what I mean? But it's gonna get to a point where you won't see neither, man. You won't see nothing. It's gonna be just nothing but darkness, especially the people, you know what I mean? Gross darkness, the people being lost, right? Verse 3 says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few. All right, it says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Now, why is the grinding going to cease? Because, you know, there's the lack of work, man. Okay, we're already seeing that right now, but as things escalate around the world, these issues, these problems, these wars escalate around the world, you know, that brings the economy, you know, the world economy around the world to its brinks, man. It just basically collapses, man. So, you know, you got people talking about, oh, I don't know if I should pay the rent for next month. Is there going to be another is there even going to be a next month? You know what I mean? That's the least of your problems. You know what I mean? Because even if you don't spend it and you just put it away, hey, what are you going to do with that, man? If your city is decimated, man, you know, if you're in a 100% lockdown, man, martial law, you know what I'm saying? Lawlessness in the streets, man. You know, all types of calamity. What are you gonna do with that money, man? You know, I mean, you gotta be smart and have something, right? But a lot of people that think this way, you know, they're not seers, man. So they don't see this thing how it plays out, you know, before, during, and after. Okay, they're just worrying about the now, the present, right? Which is what this dude on the screen that you see here, man, what he's worrying about, you know, his girl and whatnot, you know. And the scriptures clearly tell you, man, you know, for those that have no wife, to not seek, and the ones that do have them, to be as if they don't have any, man, right? Because the woman cares for the work, puts her cares in the things of the world, man. You know what I mean? And if you're back at your wife all the time, trying to please her, and happy wife, happy life type shit, you're not gonna worry about the issues at hand, man. You're not gonna be a watchman. You're not gonna be watching, and if you're not watching, then you're not listening. You know, you're not listening, you're not reading, and if you're not doing any of those things, what you really are is completely lost, man. Okay. That's what it comes down to. Back in verse 3 in Ecclesiastes 12:3, it says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because there are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened." Now, the reason they're darkened, man, you know, that's an expression, you know, your face being darkened, because, you know, you look out and there's nothing but despair, nothing but mourning, man, nothing but death. You know what I'm saying? And you still got, you know, planes flying over, you know, bombs still going out, missiles flying, you know, the pestilence, you know, which that's a pestilence in itself too, man. You know, that the Lord is bringing, man, these ICBMs, man, to destroy. The spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is going to be on these things, man. Okay? Verse 4 says, "And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low," right? So, you know, we're living in those times. You know, you got nothing but trash music coming out with people even like making, you know, records with, they'll record themselves making like sounds and shit, and like making no fucking sense at all, you know. It's just everything's all fucked up, man. Everything's out of whack, you know. This is the book of Jeremiah 30, and I'll start at 6. It says, "Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child, man. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail." And, you know, a quick example, no disrespect to this man on the screen, man, but this could very well be one of those men. Okay, and he looks like a regular dude. You're gonna have those thugs, those I ain't scared to die, only God could judge me, the thug life niggas, you know, crying, man, like women, man, like straight bitches, man, when these things are going down, because they're not gonna know what the fuck is going on, where all these calamities come from, you know, when them sirens start going off, and you know, they realize that that's a warning that, you know, to seek shelter, because a huge fucking bomb is about to let off. You know, these niggas is gonna, you know, shit themselves, man. They're gonna piss on themselves. They're gonna be worried, man. You know, and even afterwards or during it, all the death that's gonna be around, you know, the despair that's going to be, you know, in the eyes of the people. You're gonna even be able to hear it, man, because the scripture speak about how the spirit is gonna be groaning, man. You know what I'm saying? For anguish, if I'm not mistaken, is how it goes. You know, people are going to be completely in despair, man, not knowing what the hell to do, you know. But the men of the Lord are gonna be what is the word I was gonna use? Man, I lost that word. But basically, man, we're gonna be trusting in the Lord, man. So we're gonna be comforted, though, you know, we'll walk around, you know, kind of scared, frightened for what the things that are going on, man. You know, as scriptures speak about, though all that is going to be happening, the scriptures also say how the Lord's men, you know, are going to eat and drink and be merry, right? And how the children of the elect children, you know, the Lord is going to give charge to the angels that they won't even dash their feet on the stones, right? They're not gonna get hurt. The Lord's gonna be protecting them, okay, through His angels. So, you know, that's comforting in itself, man. You know, knowing that the third war is coming quickly, but the Lord is gonna have the back of His men, of His elect, right? His 1/3, you know, is comforting in itself. 2/3 are not gonna know that. You know, scriptures speak about wisdom being the stability of our times and the strength that we're gonna need for our salvation, man. Because when you don't have wisdom, you know what I'm saying, and things are going down, you know, when you lose everything, you lose your mind, okay? And if you're not walking accordingly out here, you're not gonna have the strength, mental or physical, right, to endure anything, man. And, you know, it's a blessing to endure to the end, to see the fall of your enemy, man. So, you know, the elect prays for that, man. 2/3 doesn't. 2/3 don't even pray. Don't even pray at all. You know, they'll say thank God every time they get, you know, they come up. You know, something good happens. They might mention God, but they don't call Him by His name. They don't give Him His praises. You know, when something bad is happening to them, when they have going through evil times, bad times, you know, they give more credit to even to Satan himself, man. Talking about that, you know, that's Satan, the enemy. You know, when Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua is the one making you go through the ringer, man. Okay, orchestrating the hell that you're going through, man. All right, all these things is wisdom. Okay, because Jacob's trouble itself is for the 2/3 of our people, the wicked of our people that don't want to get right. You know, that the Lord has rejected, that the Lord has not found to be righteous in this first go around, man. All right. As a matter of fact, verse 7 says, "At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But he shall be saved out of it." That he is the elect, man. Okay, men, women, children, you know, infants. You know, the Lord guide His people, man. Okay, His elect, the ones that trust in Him. He takes pleasure in that, man. For you to call on Him when you're going through whatever it is that you're going through. You know, instead of bugging out how this dude is going, is doing. You know, the elect is steady. Praying to endure, praying that the Lord covers them and guides them, you know, in any situation, whether it be, you know, being thrown into jail, right, being examined by, you know, authority, whatever it is, man. You know, you on the run because those of your family, of your household gave you up. You know, the Lord let you know that, and now you gotta be out. You know, you know. I mean, obviously, when we're in those times that we have to be, we have to make moves, right? But I'm not saying that anybody should be on the run, right? You know, hey man, it's going off the Lord. So even if you do get caught up, man, you gotta trust in the Lord no matter what. You know, before you get caught up and if you get caught up. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring out a couple more. There's the book of 1 Peter 1:13. It says, "Wherefore gird up the loins of your mind. Okay, be sober and hope to the end for the grace that is that is to be brought onto you at the revelation of Yahushua Hamashiach, man. This is what we have to be doing, man. This is the spirit that we should be on. You know, girding up the loins of our mind, man. Basically getting ourselves ready, you know, both mentally and spiritually. Okay? Being sober, you know, not so much from alcohol, okay, but you know, being single-minded, man. I mean, with that single eye, right? Just occupied in prophecy, you know, leading to all this calamity, man. Because the scripture says, "Blessed is he that who the Lord finds," man. The servant that he finds doing these things, watching and warning, sounding the trumpet, sounding the alarm, warning the people. You know, when he comes, man, for his second coming. You know, so that's the spirit that we should be praying to be in. Okay. The last scripture I wanted to bring out was this is 2 Ezra 14:14. It says, "Let go from thee mortal thoughts." This man that you see in the screen, man, he's not letting go of those mortal thoughts, man. He's worried about all this bullshit, and he's not even worried to the point where he's like scared. Okay, he's just like, ah, man, war, you know, like, and because the reason for that is because Babylon has never been touched, man. All right, the enemies of Babylon have not brought war to the doorsteps of Babylon yet, man. Babylon is like a virgin, man. Never been touched, man. But the scriptures clearly tell you that it is. All right. As a matter of fact, it's going to be Yahushua that's going to destroy this bitch, man, in an hour, as the scripture says, man. But he's going to make his way from Basra over here, man. Okay, from the coming up of the sun to where it rests, man. From east to west, the Lord's gonna do his thing, man. All right. 2 Ezra 14:14 again. It says, "Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature," man. You know, we gotta forget about all these things that don't mean anything, man. You know, this man wanna, you know, go to school. You know, he got a big boy. He's talking about a big boy job. You know what I mean? Maybe, you know, he's talking with his girlfriend about buying a home soon or one day, and all those things that he's talking about. All that is temporary, man. You know what I mean? All that is temporary. It's here now, and it's gonna be gone in the, you know, tomorrow, man. Sometime tomorrow. If not tomorrow, the next day. If not the next day, next week or next month, or in a couple months. All right, but it's gonna happen. All right. This is the time that we're living in, man. It says, verse 15, "And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times," man. All right, the scripture says, "Come out of her, my people." You have to spiritually come out of this place, man. Forsake it, you know, and anything and everything that's attached to it that doesn't want to come out of it. That doesn't want to come out, you know, you gotta let it be, man. And that goes for your loved ones, whether it be your parents, your significant other, children, you know, friends. It don't matter, man. You have to set aside all those mortal thoughts, man. Okay, and it's easier said than done. This is why prayer is needed, man. You have to pray on these things. You have to ask the Lord for that type of mindset, okay, and to continue that spirit on you, man. All right, to continue to the Lord have that spirit on you to continue being that way, man. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I pray that this lesson was edifying. In closing, I want to give all honors and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles. Salutations to you brothers in the highways and byways. Salutations also goes out to you brothers and few sisters that tune in to listen and learn. To you all I say, Shalom.